Of course there's a chance, but I think we would have heard something. Look, Donald Trump can't keep his mouth shut. I think Trump would have let something slip, but I do think that Netanyahu is in hiding. There were rumors that he was in Germany at the start of the war. There were rumors that he was hiding in Cyprus later on, after a couple of weeks. He will give press conferences that don't appear to be AI. A lot of them do, but there have been some that appear to be legit, where he's simply surrounded by Israeli flags. That's in a bunker, clearly, but that bunker could be anywhere on the planet. I don't believe he's dead, but I believe he's hiding, which also says a lot about Benjamin Netanyahu. Yeah, this is a tough one. I am an inveterate world traveler. I got the travel bug when I was 19 years old, and I haven't been able to quench it ever since. I've been bragging for ages on podcasts that I've been to 72 countries. Day before yesterday, I went to my 73rd. I was just 2.5 hours by train from Poland, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to go to Poland and see what they have. And it was a pretty great place. This summer, my podcast colleague Ted Rall and I plan to go with our partners to Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan. Why? Only because we've never been there. His girlfriend speaks Russian. My girlfriend speaks Farsi. So we figured they could do the translating for us. But I'd like to add those 4 countries. And I'm going to give a speech in Vietnam on August the 10th. So I'm adding a bunch more countries. With that said, I'm genuinely worried about it for a bunch of reasons. I'm worried about where this war in Iran is going to go. I'm worried if we're going to be sucked into something that we never expected, never intended. I don't trust the Israelis. And what happens if this becomes a longer term war? We have bases in a lot of these countries. Are we going to start using those bases? Are we going to commit ground troops? And if we do, does that draw other countries in? What's the response going to be from the Russians or from the Chinese? I just don't trust anything that I'm seeing right now. I'm genuinely worried about it. Now, I would say don't not travel. Continue to travel. Continue to do whatever you want to do, but be aware of your surroundings. Avoid crowds. Avoid places where Americans congregate, or more generally, Westerners congregate. Frankly, I would avoid the Persian Gulf right now, either side of it. I was supposed to go to Dubai every month for a week for the next 9 months. That's been put on indefinite hold. The airspace is closed. Half the time, the airports are closed, not just in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, but in Manama, Bahrain, and in Kuwait. Now, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia is here in Washington this morning, and he publicly said that he wants the United States to continue fighting and to destroy Iran. So on the one hand, we're hearing about the president engaging with the Iranians towards some sort of an off-ramp, and the Saudis saying, no, we want you to kill them all. I know that hope is not a strategy, but we've got to hope for the best and continue living our own lives. Professor Zhang, I had never heard of Professor Zhang until about 3 weeks ago. So I started watching his podcast and his content. This guy is very, very bright, very insightful. And I would recommend that people check him out. I think he speaks a lot of truth, and I'm liking the stuff so far.